I have something of interest to share. Oh.
You have a peculiar look in your eye today, Jen. Sorry, I just get so distracted by you. The world is far too dangerous for you to be so distracted, Jen. And I would not like to see harm come to you. Dito.
At ease. You are the only person I trust with this.
It is against order policy to engage in dalliances, but I suppose the rules say nothing of simply chatting. The rules only apply if you get caught. I suppose you must think your carefree attitude charming.
Oh.
It is, but I unfortunately cannot afford to share it, regardless of how much I would like to.
You are free to go. It is certainly good to have a partner like you.
In all my time traveling Palia, I have never met someone quite like you, Jen. Is that a good thing? Yes, it is. It is my hope that our paths keep you at my side for many missions to come. That's my hope too.
Report any contraband to me. It is certainly good to have a partner like you.
Me too. Now, Jen, I was hoping to see you. Well, here I am. Feel free to clap. I wouldn't normally choose this answer, but since we've seen all of the other threes already, let's take this one. You certainly have an interesting way of speaking. I don't think I've met anyone like you in the order. That is a compliment, Jen, even if I was not clapping.
Come to us if you ever need help. Hello.
Before I met you, I never considered bending the rules. I know why they are in place and what they are meant to protect. Attachment breeds vulnerability. Vulnerability can be exploited. And you make me feel vulnerable, Jen.
A watcher never sleeps. I have something of interest to share.
I appreciate your gifts truly, but I'm afraid I have very little of my own to give in return. I'll take holding hands in secret behind the inn. I suppose there is nothing in the rules about touching hands. I have shook many of them on missions. If you believe it will assist in team building, I will consider it. Yeah, team building, alright.
At ease. Are you prepared for a little legwork?
You are not the first one to try and tempt me with flowers and chocolates. Not that I'm telling you to stop. What you do with your gifts is your choice.
You are free to go.
But I don't want to go.
I have something of interest to share.
Here, a bowl of congee to keep your strength up. I hope the flavor is to your liking. Oh, dropping pretense. The new relationship.
There's so much I must consider about the future.
Level. Oh, and her voice got so soft now. Okay, let's see. Dropping pretense. It seems as if Subira yearns to drop pretenses and simply be with you. The only question is, how much will it cost her? Oh, that's a good question. I hope not too much. Okay. There's this little symbol indicating someone was waiting at our home for us. And I guess it's her. But the description of the new romance level makes me wonder. And I really hope it doesn't cost her too much. I mean, it's against everything the order stands for, and she served them for her whole life, so... Let's see what she tells us, and it's not her, it's Delilah. Okay, hello.
I can always make room at the table for one more.
Well now, this place has really come along since you first joined us in Killamar. Look at that. Ah, I remember when it was just a plot full of junk. Don't even got to hike up my skirt to make it to your front door anymore. You should see the garden. Make sure you hide it when that husband of mine comes around. You wouldn't guess it, but he's got a competitive streak a river wide. Oh, really? Then again, I wouldn't say no if it results in extra yield this year. I didn't just stop for a chingwag, though. I'm here on very important business, dearie. You see, Subira and I have gotten the chance to get close since she came to Killamar. I have to admit, I wasn't so sure about her at first. Some big authority figure comes down to my farm and starts issuing orders? But she isn't like that at all. She's got a real soft heart under all that order bluster. Oh yeah, she does. The dear comes by every morning just to make sure everything's safe and sound. And lately it seems like something's been weighing her down. Something big. Okay. Something to do with a certain human she's been spending an awful lot of time with. Why don't you ask her? We're planning to run away and join the circus together. Oh no, I promised I wouldn't tell. We're just friends. Why don't you ask her? I've learned a lot about Subira since she came here. That's how I know when she says nothing's wrong with that look on her face, something's definitely wrong. Now, I'm no expert on the order or all their laws, and I don't quite know the specifics, but there's a book I think you should check out. Okay. It's called The Order of Love. Checked it out from Killyre a few years back now. Might just be fiction. But I've got it on good authority. It was written by a real order member, one who just happened to fall in love. Don't know if it'll help, but it might have some information you'll find particularly useful if it turns out to be true. Well, now that I've done my meddling for the day, it's about time I head back to the farm. And let me know when you're done with the book. I think I might reread it again after you.
Don't be a stranger now.
This sounds intriguing. Ask Killyre for the Order of Love. Well then, let's do so. So now this is really interesting. Because I suppose even though the Order has those strict limitations concerning romance, Subira is definitely not the first one to fall in love with someone.
Good to see you.
Back again, are we? Can I check out The Order of Love? An interesting choice of literature. One of Eloisa's favorites, if I recall. Personally, I do not care much for romance novels. They are so unrealistic as to be laughable. And this one certainly takes the cake. A love story between an order magiri and a carter grimalkin? Oh, sounds a lot like Romeo and Juliet. I will not ask why it interests you. We are all entitled to our secrets. Thank you. You'll find it on the table over there. Who knows, perhaps you'll find it educational. I certainly didn't.
I'm sure I'll see you again.
Yeah. Oh, it's over here. The Order of Love by Asani Freebooter. Based on a true story. Asani Freebooter lives in the Opok Mountains with her 2 Pelcats and her wife, Serena. She was originally a watcher in the United Order of the Palian Republic and wrote The Order of Love based on her own experiences while serving. After retiring from the Order with full honors, she published her first book, The Adder Strikes, and quickly made a name for herself in the Palian literary scene. She enjoys rock climbing, hiking, and baking. Okay. You flip through the pages and stop on a particularly interesting chapter. Chapter 32. The Choice. Zinira stands across from me, her ears pinned back to her head. My fingers twitch as I yearn to reach out and scratch them, as I've done so many nights before. Maybe her tail will twitch up, her pupils will get wider, her whiskers flick as the shivers make its way down her back. But I know now isn't the time. Not when she holds a Grimalkin cannon in her hands, and I wear the Order's badge on my chest. We can work this out, I start, and her grip tightens. Would she really pull the trigger? End everything we've had together for the sake of an organization that has never loved her? Would I? Can we? Zinira asks. Will your people let you? Will mine? We're enemies, Naasai. If I don't do this, she hefts the cannon higher, aims it at the ship behind me. I'll never be free. They'll keep piling the debt on higher and higher. I'll never get my last name. Says who? The Order? The Cartel? They've both taken our family names from us. But who says we can't just give ourselves one? What's stopping us? All I want is to get through to her, to tell her that this time we don't have to follow the path set before us. I bite my lip and swallow, lowering the runestones that lay prepped in my palm. Smoke billows between us from the ruins of the fort, obscuring my sight. I take a step forward, hands outstretched, empty but yearning for her to run into them. I can help you. The Order can help you. How? Zinira's voice cracks, her grip on the cannon wavering. I step into her space and gather her into my arms, chin resting on the soft fur that adorns the top of her head. It's easy, you just have to let me love you. I don't think it's that easy. But this sure is interesting. Oh, talk to Subira at the inn. Okay, let's do so. So there was a member of the Order, and she was in a relationship with a Grimalkin. And if those two could make it, maybe we can too. Maybe there's a chance for us too. Subira, we need to talk. I've got some interesting information.
Do you think anyone saw us?
Jen, I was just thinking about you. Oh, much as I know I should not. Have you heard of Asani Freebooter? I do not believe so. No, the name does not ring a bell. Should I have? Tell her about the Order of Love. An Order member with a wife? I have never heard of such a thing. Surely it must be a pen name. We cannot know if the author was even a member of the Order. I would like to look into this Asani and determine the truth of things. If you will excuse me, I have some researching to do. I only hope Kaleri stocks the books I require.
It's easier to unravel a mystery than these emotions.
Okay, now wait to hear from Subira.
I find my deepest desires to protect you.
Oh, I really love her new voice lines. So, I'm really excited what she will find out and if it might change her look onto things. Maybe there is a chance for us after all. Without her betraying everything she lived for her whole life. I sure hope so. Oh, there she is. Hi.
Every case, I find myself wishing you were alongside me.
Jen, I have learned some illuminating details about the book you mentioned. Asani Freebooter was indeed a real member of the Order, albeit one from over 100 years ago. And she discovered a loophole in the rules, one that I have found and confirmed myself. You see, when the Cartel trade wars ended, many documents were amended, including the Order Operating Guidebook. The purpose of this was to clarify that any laws pertaining to the use of flow would not apply to Grimalkin or Galdur. And, strangely, one of the modified rules was that against relationships. I almost did not see it. It is hidden in an obscure bylaw in an addendum volume, nearly a footnote. As part of this measure to protect the Grimalkin and Galdur customs, the Order rewrote many laws with increased specificity, and thus restricted its romantic limitations only to Palian Magiri. Asani took advantage of this loophole to marry her wife, Zarina Freebooter, while remaining in the Order for many years. Wait, I'm not Palian Magiri, I'm a human. So it's been allowed this entire time. This is good news, isn't it? Huh, so we can smooch? I'm not Palian Magiri, I'm human. No, you are not. It is strange, however, that I should be taught one thing in my entire life only to discover it isn't quite true. Still, if we were to do this, while it would not be violating the letter of the law, I fear it would still violate the spirit. These rules are meant to protect, to ensure that I cannot be corrupted or swayed by a personal connection. I have thought long and hard about what it would mean to open myself up to such vulnerability. To trust you, Jen. Perhaps some part of me knew from the start what my answer would be, what I wanted. I was simply too afraid to take the leap. Are you still afraid? There's nothing to be scared of, I get that. It's time to make the choice. Are you still afraid? Because I am. Yes, I'm not sure that fear will ever truly subside. But I'm prepared to make the jump regardless. I will no longer allow my fear to get in my way. Oh. Jen, would you accept this pin? I cannot predict what the future will bring for us or for Palia. All I know is that if I have you by my side, we'll be able to take on the entire world. I would love to. This is a relief. I was a bit concerned I missed my chance, if I'm being honest. I must ask you one thing, however. While our relationship does not violate any laws on the books, in practice it is still very much discouraged. Even Asani faced much turmoil over her decision to be open with her love, and Zarina was downright vilified. So I would appreciate some discretion, at least for now, until I can think of how to approach it. I do not want to see you made an enemy of the Order, or to risk being pulled from this mission because they think I'm compromised. It's hotter if it's forbidden anyways. If that's what you want, fine for now, no problem. If that's what you want. It is not what I want, but it is what must be done. As soon as it is safe, Jen, we can do away with the farce. Goodness, my heart is still fluttering. Mine too. Now, if you don't mind, I have checked the Order of Love out of the library and I'm quite interested in what is contained within. Please, do not hesitate to stop by whenever you would like or need. Ah,
It's easier to unravel a mystery than these emotions.
so I've got her pin now. So you can wear pins from those villages and you can wear up to 2 pins and this is perfectly fine for them. So you're not limited to 1. And I already have Audari's pin. And now I've got Subira's pin. Subira gave you this pin to show her feelings for you. Wear it to show your feelings for her. I will. Oh, this is so sweet.